Hey guys, it's Vanessa with Up and Growing, and we're going to be doing this adorable Candyland cocoa. I'm going to start off with a 2.8-inch styrofoam ball. This is a 2-pack from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to trim off a little bit off the top and bottom of my ball. I'm going to be using my Bose foam clay. I get my clay on Amazon. I do buy the white in the 3-pound bucket. And I'm just going to roll it out. I'm not going to cover the whole ball with the clay. So for those of you that are struggling with covering the styrofoam balls, you can totally do this one. I'm going to make it super easy for you. I want to start with a straight line. I'm going to use a little bit of super glue around the outside of my styrofoam. I'm going to just lay that down, add more glue, and close it off. I'm not overlapping that clay. I'm bringing that clay right up to where I'm feeling that other piece, right where it meets. I'm going to go back to it, but I want to trim off my excess on the top and bottom. I'm going to use a little bit of glue just on the outside to close it off. I'm just going to add a dowel right into the top of my styrofoam ball just so I can hold it while I'm working with it and not mess up my clay. I'm going to cut it down when I'm finished, and now I'm going to go back in that seam and I'm going to do kind of like a circular motion to blend that seam out. I just want to make sure that my clay is nice and smooth on the top and the bottom. I don't want anything bulking out on me. And I'm going to cut my cocoa part. Our clay does dry darker, so it looks like a caramel color, but once it's dry, it will look like a perfect cocoa. I've just sized up the top of my ball with my cookie cutter, and I'm just going to slide it down over my dowel and attach it right to that clay. I want to make sure that I didn't push any air up in there, so I am just smoothing it out very nice. It does not have to be at the end of the ball because I am going to be adding a little detail. We're going to make a twist. I'm just going to roll out a pink rope and then a blue rope, and I'm going to twist them. So I don't have to twist the entire thing. I'm going to kind of do it in sections. I'm going to do enough to start the top. I like all my cuts at the back. So the back of my cup has my seam of my white clay, and then I'm going to be cutting my twists right there where my seam is as well. Now I'm going to make the handle for my cup. This was very hard to put on the cup trying to keep my cocoa in the camera. I had it a little higher than I wanted, but it's okay. And then I attach it at the bottom. I just want to make sure that it's nice and stuck on there at the bottom and the top. And then I finish that twist and add that little detail at the bottom of my cocoa mug. And then I want to make sure all my seams are in back and they are attached. If you guys are using a really soft foam clay, I recommend that you make your handle, let it dry, and then just attach it with some glue because it can sink on you. So just keep an eye on it. I'm going to take that excess clay and I'm just going to make a little twist, roll it out for the detail of the front of my mug. A lot of times I use a little mini gingerbread cookie cutter for the front. I've done the peppermints. I've done these a bunch of different ways. I'm sure my regular friends here have seen me do this a million times, but I'm doing a Candyland design, so I wanted a Candyland. I just like that little pop of polka dot. I love that little detail. Now I'm trimming off that dowel and I'm going to make my little whip for the top of my cocoa. For those of you that struggle with doing this, you might want to leave a little bit more of that dowel on there and use it as a guide. Just be sure that it's in the center of your cocoa. I didn't pay too much attention to it because I'm not using it for that, but I'm just going to cover it, what's there, with my little whip, and I just go around that, make sure it's attached to the cocoa color. And then I'm going to make some marshmallows. I like to roll it out, squish it, and then attach it. When you cut your ropes of clay like that for your marshmallows, they don't puff up when you make them, so they stay in nice shape. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of drip chocolate with my puffy paint. If you guys want to add a straw to this, I'm just showing you an example. I hope I've inspired you guys. Thanks.